HBCU's Michael Vick confesses the fear he lived with as black QB and trailblazing figure for his community. In 1999, black quarterbacks made up more than half of the QBs taken in the draft, 8 out of 13, including 3 first-rounders, Donovan McNabb, Akili Smith, and Donnie Culpepper. It was a spike in representation from the mere 3% of 1971, but the ceiling still remained until 2001. That was when Michael Vick was drafted, the first black quarterback taken with the number 1 overall pick, without ever caring about being the number 1 pick, because even reaching that draft stage wasn't guaranteed. In high school, Vick had already begun encountering the positional ceiling many black quarterbacks faced. During a training session, a black NFL defensive back told him a DB, and not a quarterback, is what he'd be. At that time, many black athletes with elite speed were steered away from that position already. It hit harder because it came from someone who looked like him and had made it to the NFL. Vick doubted himself, but he beat him in drills that same day, and his high school coach, hearing what happened, shut down any thought of switching positions. He told Vick the road would be lonely and brutal, but he wasn't letting him walk away from quarterback. By the time he accepted a scholarship to Virginia Tech in 1998, as a quarterback, Vick was celebrated across Newport News as a local success story and a ticket out of the projects. But once at school, the rush of achieving his childhood dream collided with a steep learning curve. His name was already buzzing in NFL conversations, but privately, Vick wasn't sure he'd even make it that far. He later opened up about those early fears in an interview with the Cookout series. Open quote, "Yeah, I just knew it was an uphill battle. I knew I had to not be great, but I knew I just had to not make mistakes. So, my goal was to hopefully one day get drafted. Maybe it's the first round, maybe it's the 5th round, maybe it's the 7th round. I just want a shot. I just want a chance." But I knew it all started in the classroom, not failing out of school, and paying attention to what's happening on the field and learning football. And when I first got to college, I didn't know football. I thought I did in high school, but I knew nothing. Close quote. Open quote. It's a format. It's a formula to playing quarterback. And I had to learn how to play quarterback. And it took about 5 months before I started understanding the structure of what was happening on the field. I was 19 years old. I was really young, but focused, and just remember the promises I made to myself, like all the sacrifices to get there. Now I'm here. Close quote. And his sacrifices did pay off. Vick became a 4-time Pro Bowler and held the record for most career rushing yards by a quarterback with over 6,000 yards, and was one of the faces of the league's evolution. His career was derailed by a 2007 dogfighting conviction that led to 21 months in prison, but he took full responsibility, never using race as an excuse, and rebuilt his life from the ground up. The Philadelphia Eagles gave him another chance in 2009. By 2010, he was named NFL Comeback Player of the Year and recalled feeling special about the team's faith in him, as they essentially handed him the keys to the franchise. He also took on animal activism too. This personal and professional resurgence helped solidify Vick's cultural impact. He had proven that he could evolve, and in doing so, he helped shift perceptions of what a quarterback could look like, play like, and represent. Vick's rise helped open doors for the next generation of dual-threat black quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. Open quote, "Yeah, I look at the NFL and I smile every week, every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, when it's taking place, to know that I took part in that and helped change the culture," Vick said. But it was a lot of guys that came before me who helped change the culture and help the growth of the National Football League in terms of what it may look like at certain positions. Close quote. He added, "I don't take it for granted being the first African-American quarterback drafted, no, 1 overall. It didn't hit me at the time what was actually happening. But as the years go on, I feel a great sense of entitlement to feel good about that moment and what it meant for our history." Today, Vick's name stands alongside pioneers like Fritz Pollard and Warren Moon. And through his work as a coach and mentor at HBCU Norfolk State, he's still fighting for the next generation of quarterbacks to be seen as quarterbacks,